Hello. Today we're going to talk about something a little off my usual genre. It's depression. Um, Something I suffer from. It's something a lot of people suffer from. And more often than not, they suffer in silence, which is not helpful. But let's try this little quick video here. I want to put up. I want all credits. I want all the credits to go where they're supposed to go. The lady who did this fantastic job. Obviously, the black silhouette represents depression. Whoops. There we go. Now you can see it. I think it's absolutely just perfect. Now, I said it covers, and don't worry, there's no audio to it. So if you're not hearing anything, that's okay. There's no audio to it, or not any audio that I can use. There we go. But anyhow, I just wanted to share that because I think it was wonderful. But back on topic. Well, we didn't go off topic. Um, Back to depression. Well, let's see what we can do about it. Let's talk about it. Let people, well, don't let the world know you're depressed, but don't be afraid of hiding it, or don't hide it. Depression is not just having a bad day. It's, we all have bad days, and you're like, can't wait for this day to be over with. Depression is actually a physical condition, mental and physical. It can, lay pretty heavy on your brain, on your head, on your spirit. Drains your energy, makes you wonder, anything's worth anything. Why do anything? I mean, it's a big energy suck, leaving you, you don't want to do anything, don't want to get out of bed. Kills motivation, makes you feel pointless, or things are pointless. I put up blackout blinds in my bedroom just to kind of, seal off the world. But I also, I call it putting on a false face. So if I see someone in the store, chat with a clerk, or, someone's on the phone, whatever, it's like, how you doing? I'm doing great. How's the wife? How's the dog? How's the kids? This is fine. Doing wonderful. Great weather. And then as soon as, you close the door, walk past them, or hang up, it's back to, the amount of energy it took to put on that false face is surprising. And then you're drained afterwards, and you're like, crap. I said I call that putting on a false face. It's it's a way of hiding that you're depressed. I mean, I often use my humor to bounce off feeling depressed. Winston Churchill suffered from massive depression, which is bad enough. I mean, he's trying to save England from being wiped out. And he referred to his depression as the black dog in the room. As in, you can see it in your corner of the eye, or it'll follow you around wherever you go, or sometimes it's on your back. Nice puppy, nice puppy. I think it's a great visualization, which is why I'm using it. Don't bite, don't bite. To me, it's perfect because it hangs around. It's you use your own metaphors for it, but I like it. It works for me anyhow. Also kind of explains when it's not there, you're feeling great, and then you can feel it coming on, you can see it coming in the room, it's coming towards you. Hostile. Anyhow, Winston Churchill suffered from it, but he also drank a lot, which is not going to help your depression at all. It may take your mind off of it for a short while, but only if you're in a group or a social session, which, kind of helps. But as soon as if you're, home drinking alone and you're depressed, don't do that. No, not good. Things we can do to try to change it or try to help. Or actually, before we go to that, something else don't do is, or be careful what you do, is social media. Facebook, YouTube, X and Instagram and all of that, because a great deal of it's absolutely fake. A lot of it says, "Oh, look at my wonderful world I'm in, and look at my this, and look at," and they're all happy as hell, or they appear to be, and that's what you see, and that makes you feel worse. Why? Well, they got a nice big house, or well, that's a well-lit room, or I don't see any dogs in that place. Avoid social media. One thing, it's works for me, but I listen to jazz. I generally listen to noir, dark jazz, and spy theme kind of stuff. But jazz in general, I really enjoy, especially when you're down. And believe it or not, even listening to the blues helps because you're in the same mood. you can sympathize with it. You can put your mind to following with it. So it takes your mind off of black dog over your shoulder or on your back. Sometimes just getting up out of bed, still in your PJs, I know, don't want to do shit. Get out of the room. Go, sit in the living room. Go sit in the kitchen. Go sit somewhere else for a while. Go sit out if you got a patio or a front porch or something. Go, whatever, to avoid people. Which, when you're down, you don't really want to. You do and you don't really want to meet people. It's really weird, but sometimes, just going outside or going to a different room helps. Have that room well lit with a good view. So when you're in there, you're in a different environment than when you're closed off in your bedroom with the blackout blinds. Plus, when you're in that mood and you're hanging in your bedroom for, days on end, watching TV, which you're not really watching. I mean, it's on. Sometimes you're watching it, and sometimes all of a sudden, you're like, huh? And, your program's over and it's off on something else, and, time has passed you're not aware of. Because, you're you're not there. And again, this is not just a mood. It's a physical issue. I mean, it's brain chemicals, it's body chemicals. As I said earlier, it can, really make you feel down and no energy and, no spirit. So something else I try to do, I try to draw or, maybe like do art, draw, paint. I don't know, if you're into metal welding, force yourself to do that. I got out my little tablet and the pencil set and have it sitting right on the desk. Rather, I haven't drawn anything yet, currently, but that way it's there. I mean, it's just need to push myself a little further to do it, professional help. There is absolutely nothing wrong with getting professional help, like a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I have both. One's kind of overseeing the other and me, but point being, I have regular video chats with my psychologist or psychiatrist. I always get confused which one's which. But anyhow, it's helpful. They they listen. You can tell them, it's like a confessional. You can tell them anything, and and you really should. That's how you get things, off and out. Get it out of your system, and they'll listen and help you take that off and give you suggestions like I'm doing, things you can possibly do. And yeah, I know we heard it all. Go do this, but being able to talk to somebody, and especially somebody who can, read into some of the stuff that you may become talking about something that's bothering you, but you're not really aware of what it is because you're in the whirlwind of it. But they're outside of it looking in, so you can't see it because they're standing outside looking in, and they go, well, that's bothering you, and that's probably why, and it's absolutely nothing wrong with seeing a psychologist, psychiatrist. They are very helpful. I know people go, ooh, but I mean, there are hotlines to call, and no one, everyone like, well, why do I want to call a hotline to talk to a stranger on the phone? Who wants to do that? Well, actually, surprisingly, talking to a stranger on the phone, granted, a hotline to someone who knows how to help you, but that can be just, it might be easier to discuss, with a stranger on a support line or a helpline. Your friends, if you have any, real friends that you can, chat with or talk with, or best yet is just, meet them in person and talk, and, let them know you're depressed. And not just, I'm having a bad day. It's, I'm really down, I ain't in it, and talk to them. Maybe they can help you out or something. You just feel better talking with a friend, spending a little time with somebody rather than, again, living in your bedroom or whichever room you tend to hide in. Also, journal writing. I'm not really big on journal writing, but it also helps you get those thoughts down on paper. You concentrate, you concentrate a little bit more when you're trying to write something down. Plus, it's also could be, notes for when you talk to your psychologist or your friend. That's, things that are there that you need to air out or what you're feeling. Why are you feeling down? I don't know. Just, blah. But, think about it, write it down. But that's why I'm doing this. Obviously, I suffer from depression, and there's no shame in it. Let's talk about it. I'm willing to, do chats. We can do, chats below in this video and have conversations about, depression. Yeah, I'll be there to listen and give you feedback. Or if, chatting on Facebook is, too open, too public, understand that. Maybe we can, set up a Discord. I'm not really up on how to use Discord, but I can figure it out. But we can, set something up like that. That we help each other and community, get a little community of people helping each other, and that helps. Also possibly, have a joint video that we broadcast live to everybody. So we, talking about our experiences and our, ideas galore, or multiple people on one feed going out and having multiple conversations about it, or a dial in. I got the toys here. We can do a call in and I don't know. It's wide open, and like just trying to not only help myself, but try to help other people. So don't hide from depression. It's real. Take it on. I know you don't want to eat, or maybe you're eating too much, sleeping too much, not sleeping at all, in the doldrums. It's all right. That's all right. The people here to help. I mean, I'm not a professional. I don't have a PhD or a BA or any of that in psychology. Well, I only took a couple of classes in college, but I'm just talking from personal experience. Just me in the hole. You're in the hole. Maybe we can help each other get out of the hole. That's all. So yeah. Support each other. Talk about it. Good day.